Hello Chinese viewers, I'm DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on channel NITT. So if you are an ENTJ watching this episode, this probably will be one of the most meaningful videos that you have watched about yourself. So if you already know about MBTI, you know cognitive stacks. Now imagine 9 different levels of ENTJ. So you can be at ENTJ 1 all the way to ENTJ 9. ENTJ 1 is your heroic ENTJ. And all the way down to ENTJ 9, that is the demonic ENTJ. Most of us, as ENTJs, we fluctuate around 4 to 6. This is the equilibrium position. And it also applies to other MBTI types. So in our upcoming episodes, I'm going to talk about all the other 15 types and how this 9-point scale works for them. Your task as an ENTJ is always to move up the ladder because you are responding to your higher self. But most of us, we are always stuck at 4 to 6. Technically, the textbook ENTJ is the ENTJ 1 and ENTJ 2. Because the textbook ENTJ is always portrayed in such a successful manner, most ENTJs who function at the 4 to 6 level always feel short, and we sometimes wonder why as ENTJs we are not successful at all. So for the benefit of this video, I'm going to explain this 9-point scale in terms of clusters. The first 3 levels, we call them the heroic ENTJ. Of course, being a level 1 is better than being a level 2. So similarly, the middle clusters, level 4 to 6, we call it the equilibrium cluster. And level 7 to 9 is the demonic ENTJ clusters. So for the ENTJ, we usually just move up and down this entire scale, with most of the time lingering around level 4 to 6. Sometimes we may have done a good deed, or sometimes we will feel very good about ourselves. Depending on the stages we are in, we can actually shift up to probably 1 to 3. And sometimes when we are in a very low mood or in a very bad shape, we can actually gravitate downwards. So what can an ENTJ do if they want to go up to level 1 to 3? The key to this is to leverage your TE and NI strategically. So TE will serve as the hero while your NI serves as the vision. Always ask yourself using NI, what is my long-term vision? Sometimes when we are trapped in our level 4 to 6 for too long, we totally just lose sense of vision. If you use TE correctly, then TE can help you to build systems. Well, you need not build systems, you can also use TE to mentor others. So focusing on mentorship, focusing on collaborations can actually automatically raise you from your equilibrium position up at least to level 3. So you will be a level 3 high functioning ENTJ. So how is the ENTJ at level 3 to 4 different from the ENTJ at level 5 to 6? The ENTJ at level 3 to 4 has a healthy FI. If you have healthy FI, you will ask yourself questions like, what do I really value beyond winning? Because from the ENTJ's point of view, if you really question yourself, winning is not everything. You want to add value to the society, for example. So if you can answer this kind of questions and you know very clearly what it is, then your FI is in the healthy state, and then you will also elevate. Conversely, FI is also the problem for you to drop all the way down to level 7, 8 or 9. At level 9, your FI is in a super unhealthy vindictive state. When FI totally takes over an ENTJ, you'll be very grudging. You will want to destroy everyone who comes into your way. This demonic vindictive ENTJ is someone that will never be liked. So fellow ENTJs, if you had ever reached level 9 before, I think you might have flown into a very huge rage. But this is not normal. We usually stay in this state for only a short time, and then we realize that something is wrong and we will try to bounce back up. We gather ourselves, we compose ourselves, and we will try to orientate ourselves to go back at least to the equilibrium positions of 4 to 6. But if you realize that you have stayed in level 9 for a long time, then I think you need psychiatric treatment. Levels 7 to 8 may be more common for ENTJs. We can call ENTJs at level 7 to 8 tyrants in the TC loop. So a possible trigger that may cause you to end up in level 7 to 8 may be loss of control. So the loss of control may come from betrayal or may arise from failure. So there will be a lot of symptoms for this, including micromanaging, you become petty and you want to win at all costs, and there might also be sensory overindulgence such as binge drinking or overspending, all signs of SE being triggered. How to fix this is a very simple thing. If you want more information, then you can watch one of our previous episodes on the ENTJ inner TC loop. However, here, I'm just going to give you a very brief statement. To get out of your TC loop, engage NI, ask yourself this question: will this still matter in 5 years' time? This is a very important question that can help you recalibrate and get yourself out of the TC loop. So triggers that ENTJ should always avoid because they cause you to go down to 7, 8 or 9 are isolation, humiliation and powerlessness. When emotions go very extreme, such as when you undergo extreme humiliation, then you might actually end up at level 9. So at level 9, ENTJs may be cold and calculative, and they might also start to self-sabotage just to prove a point. So at all costs, please avoid that. Let's talk about the ENTJs at level 4 to 6. Most of us will be at this level. At this level, you are actually in a equilibrium trap. You are efficient, but you are very stagnant. So we all want to break free, don't we? We feel very stuck if we are at this level for a long time. Because you know that as an ENTJ, you are meant for level 1 to 3. So I'm going to share with you, fellow ENTJs, how you can break free from this level 4 to 6 trap. 1, you can take an orthodox risk. Just take a risk. 2, you can always ask yourself, am I maximizing for growth or am I overly obsessed with comfort? Are you being too comfortable? If you are being too comfortable, it's time to take a risk. Then another way you can do it is to give TENI some power by allocating 1 hour a day journaling. Maybe 1 hour a day is too much, 1 hour a week might do. What do? You use T and NI to plan for the future. Give yourself a 5-year plan. A lot of us are stuck because we have failed to plan because we are so caught up with what is happening at that moment. Then, number 4, you can also do an FI check-in. Ask yourself, what are you fighting for and what is worth fighting for in your life? It could be something as fast as love, or it could be for justice, a cause that you are very deeply convicted to. A 5th way that can help you to get out of your level 4 to 6 trap is to start to exercise. By doing this, you're engaging SE. SE, interestingly, is your relief valve. It's a button that can help you release. So, by doing weights or jogging, whatever exercise that you do, just engage in it for some time, you can actually ease some of the boredom in your life. Well, it doesn't really help you to elevate, it helps you to prevent the SE loop tension. So it helps you not to move downwards. Because as you know, after you've been trapped in level 4 to 6 for too long and you want to break, sometimes you might break the opposite direction. You start to engage in negative things, bad habits, and that's where you go down the levels onto a TC loop. Just now we mentioned triggers that may cause you to go downwards ENTJs would be isolation, powerlessness, and humiliation. So what are triggers that can help you go upwards? So the 3 keywords for you in this case will be creative challenges, visible impact, and mentorship. And here's a mantra for the ENTJs. I'm not here to be in control, I'm here to be unignorable. So I hope that this 9-point skill can give you a better understanding of yourself, because a lot of times when people do paper and pencil MBTI tests, right, they might find themselves in a different MBTI type as they were profiled before, and you get confused because actually all these 9 different states or 9 different levels in this skill, right, could actually resemble other MBTI types. But nonetheless, you are always an ENTJ just where along the spectrum you are at a particular moment. I hope that helps you. So if you have enjoyed this video, do give us a like. Also consider subscribing if you have not already subscribed. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in our next episode. Bye bye.